Hey guys, welcome back to Crafts Go Bloom. My name is Krista, and today I'm going to be showing you everything that I crocheted in the first quarter of 2023. So that's going to be items I made in January, February, and March. So let's get started. First up, I have these cute little bears. I have 13 of them. And this is a pattern from Units. It's a free pattern on Instagram. I can link below, and let me show you all the different color options I have. I have also made this in a little panda. If you want to go check out some pictures and a video of that, I have them on my Instagram. And here's the last one. This is in a Bernat blanket tie-dye-ish, and I love the variegated yarns and how the items turn out totally unique every time. Up next is a pattern of mine, and I have 4 watermelon slices. This is a free pattern on YouTube, and then the paid version is on my Etsy, and so I can link that down below if you'd like to make a watermelon with me. Next, I have these different faces on these smaller size strawberries, and I'll show you the bigger ones next. This was actually a pattern for a worsted weight size 4 yarn to look like a real strawberry, and it doesn't have a face on it at all, but I skipped putting in the seeds and added eyes and faces and used Bernat blanket yarn. Up next are the larger strawberries, and they fall everywhere apparently. They're not the exact same pattern. They are a different stitch count and everything. So they are 2 different patterns from the same pattern designer. Up next I have a bunny pattern. This was really popular for me at Easter time. These are a quick make, so I don't have to charge as much for them, and so they were a great addition to Easter gifts, and this is a free pattern on Ribbler that I can link below. Oh, I found another bear, so I guess I made 14 of them. And I love the variation on the colors and how this one turned out. Up next, I have some toddler purses, the boho toddler purse. This has been very popular lately. I've got 3 of those in a navy blue, a brown, and then I did a little bit of a boho rainbow for this one. Then I've got this bunny rabbit that I made in Bernat Forever fleece. And I love this pattern and how it worked up, but I don't know that I would use Forever fleece again on an amigurumi. The ever popular axolotl, everybody's pretty obsessed with these right now. This is a free pattern on Ribbler I can link below, and I used Bernat blanket yarns for this. 2 blue gummy bears. This is a free pattern by Hooking Hand Creations on Instagram that I can link below. Highly recommend this one. It takes me maybe 20 minutes, start to finish. I have this thing completely done. Up next, I have this dog. This is a pattern from Katie Being Creative, and she has a YouTube channel as well where she talks about her crochet business, so you should go check those out. Next, I have this adorable little cow. This is a free pattern on Ribbler, and again, using that Bernat blanket tie-dye-ish, and I love how the colors have turned out. Next up, I used a couple of different yarns. These are both a Bernat yarn, and this is Big Twist Cuddle, which my store is starting to clearance these out now, this yarn. But these are the same pattern in slightly different yarns, and this is a free pattern on the blog A Menagerie of Stitches I can link below. And it is written for a worsted weight yarn and like a handheld sized chick. I just made it in the Bernat yarn. Up next are bees. I made these with different sized eyes. Some of my kids think the big eyes are great, and some of them think the small eyes are great, so I decided to do some options for different kids at my markets. And I made them in different yellows as well. You can see all the different colors. A lot of moms are leaning towards the muted yellows, and the kids are leaning a little more towards the brighter yellows. And this is a free pattern by Katie Being Creative. She has a YouTube tutorial for it, and it's on her Instagram. Next up are keychains. I made a ton of different ones. This, the bear pattern that I showed you earlier, this bear pattern is written to be this keychain size. So this is the same pattern by Units. It's a free pattern on Instagram that I'll have linked. And then this is a paid pattern by Katie Being Creative. You can get this octo in a pattern pack with these whales and then a frog as well. I've made a ton of that I'll show you in a minute in Bernat Blanket. I just haven't made it yet in a keychain set. And then I have these two bees. And these were a free pattern on Instagram. I'll try to find that and link it below. I can't remember who it's by, but I'll definitely let you know. And this is the same pattern. I just used different yarns and different eyes. This one has the sparkle eyes, and this one just has the plain safety eyes. Up next is the frog pattern that I just mentioned from Katie Being Creative. These can be bought separately on her Etsy or together. The frog, the octo, and the whale. The frog, the octo, and the whale together. So here's 3 of them. Looks like I have 10 of these. And we've got the different smiles going on. I get a lot of comments about the grumpy ones. Everybody thinks the grumpy ones are pretty silly. And I also made a small strawberry with a grumpy face, and that was one of the first things that sold for me at a market because everybody thought that the grumpy face was just so funny. And then I have 3 variegated. I think this one is my favorite with all the different color options, but one turned out lighter and one turned out darker. And then last but not least, I have this frog. Up next, I have blueberries. I made them in 4 different colors, and for each color, I have regular eyes and glitter eyes. These are a super fast pattern. Just used some scrap yarn to make these, so they were very quick. And these were a great way to use up any leftover yarn. All of them, except for this color, are made with Bernat Ogo yarn. So you just get a small amount. You get 3 different colors on that circle of yarn. And so this was a great way to use up the little bits that I had left. And then this is Joanne Cuddle. Up next are my s'mores. And this is a pattern from a menagerie of stitches. And I made 2 of each of these varieties. See if I can show these to you without it glaring. I will link this pattern down below. It's a free pattern, but I have made a whole rainbow of crayons with all these different colors, and I made different faces for each of them, so they're all kind of unique. Some lighter colors, some darker colors, got some muted colors in there. And I love how this one turned out. It turns out very, very bright on camera, but I have a plain red and then a plain orange, and when I combine them, you get that traditional red-orange crayon that you always pick up and think is one or the other. A couple of pinks. Next item is something that my daughter actually made, and she free-handed this pillow. It is made out of a Bernat velvet and then has embroidery thread going through it as well, and made it multicolored and rainbow. She's also, she's behind the scenes, but also making a lot of our items and helping me with a lot of projects. Okay, I've talked a lot about the pattern set from Katie Being Creative, and I have made a ton of them. So here are a bunch of whales that I've made. I have a whole lot of them. There's 6 of them. This was a Big Twist Cuddle, and this is a Bernat tie-dye-ish. And these were a big hit with boys. They love these camo ones. And then my absolute favorite is this one. In the Joanne Cuddle, it's just so soft and squishy, and I put gold glitter eyes on it. I love how it turned out. And then I have the whales that came from that pattern. Some of them have white on the bottom. Sometimes I just didn't feel like doing the white, so I made them solid colored. These are in some different yarns, testing out some different eye placements. Here we go, I've got one with white on the bottom and one without. Same here. I love this dark blue. This turned out really nicely. And then my last 2. I love this teal color as well. And these are all the Octo, the Whale, and the Frog. They're all no-sew patterns. So I love no-sew patterns. I can get through them very quickly, and I'm just not really a fan of having to sew things on, hence why I've made so many of these. And the last things I have to show for you are a whole bunch of my cat pattern. I wrote this earlier this year, and I have a YouTube video tutorial that you can watch for this, and it's in my Etsy shop if you'd like the printable pattern. So I started with this plain gray cat, and then I was making the bees from Katie Being Creative, and my kids asked if I could combine them and make a cat bee, so of course I did. And this will be a pattern that I'm releasing soon, and I'll be doing a tutorial video for it as well. So this cat gets a little extra and likes to get dressed up and go on some different adventures. So we started with Cat Bee, and then we moved to Catermelon with the green eyes and smaller safety eyes for seeds. I love this. And then we have the Catacorn, the cat unicorn, with this awesome mane, and I used some pink glitter eyes, and that is all Bernat Blanket. This is Yarn Bee from Hobby Lobby in Forever Plush. The last one I've done so far is Captain America, and like I said, these will all be coming out as their own videos and their own patterns. And I think these will be a great summertime, great fun summertime bundle. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like this video and subscribe so we can keep hanging out, and share this video on your social media. And if you would like to hang out more often, come find me over on Instagram. I'm over there all the time. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.